So I don't necessarily think that the religious traditions always suit everyone, nor do I think that the scientific world has all the answers. But I think there's a common denominator here in this seeking or this understanding that we have to acknowledge the spiritual aspect of our lives at some level. And so I think maybe this is shared with everyone. Okay. Well, there's a couple things. First of all, I will say that it seems apparent in this life that I have what we call a lot of monastic tendencies in terms of both seeking this contemplative life, spending time with the spiritual and trying to practice and have time to, and I keep this balance in the life in terms of the way we incorporate the spiritual dimension. So that has been there since childhood. Now that I'm not a monk, and it's a fairly recent development, it's only a few months, I've actually find myself to be following the monastic lifestyle even more. I'm a nomad. I live out of a suitcase. I have no idea of the future beyond a few months at a time. And I disconnect and connect from people in a way that's much different than people who have established communities, things like that. And so I'm more the wandering ascetic than I ever was as a monk. I think first and foremost, I am a human being, and that's something I share with every person on this planet. The communities that form our cultures, our national boundaries, our lifestyles, things like this, they're much more transitory for me probably than for most people. But I feel it's fairly critical at this time that all of us recognize our common humanity first, and then we can look within that where the communities that we embrace or are familiar or resonate with us in our experience. But at a fundamental level, we're all human beings and we share this planet together. And so this aspect of community has to embrace that at some level, rather than setting up. I mean, it's kind of like recognizing our differences but accepting our common humanity here. So that's where I kind of fit in terms of, I suppose, now having left my community and now just being a human being at the most fundamental level. Beyond that, I suppose the community that will form for me will be of like-minded people who are engaged in the world for me in particular, in a more secular way, in a more just common human way, where we engage in the world with loving kindness, compassion, and wisdom, and that will form my community, I suppose.